Yo, if you're listening, you just found Kensei's podcast. It's a podcast where we talk about life, love, and professional wrestling, but mostly about a bunch of random stuff that I like. So enjoy. Welcome to Kensei's podcast.
Inside the sheets, they tried to fight me. She wanted coke. I called her hype beast. I made it snow. I think she liked me. One on the floor. She tried to bite me, bitch. I say no. Ain't no one built like this. I am the diamond. I'm ill like this.
Alright, so doing something new this week. I am currently watching Raw while I'm recording this, so who knows what will happen when that's going on. Right now it's AJ versus it's Omos versus my dude Riddle. He's got if you don't know who Matt Riddle is, look him up. He's basically like the MMA RVD of today. He's like they keep it in like tongue in cheek. He's a stoner and like he's like, oh man, oh what, like that kind of goofy Shaggy and Scooby-Doo type humor or whatever. But yeah, check him out, he's dope. But yeah, so this week what happened? We put out Burning Bridges. Shout out Lonnie. He produced the track. It's a track that we did months ago actually, and it was dope. People always say don't burn bridges, and you shouldn't, because it's just not a good idea. You never know who you can run into later and who they knew and et cetera, whatever. But you always want to leave love where you go and do the right thing, right? And treat others as you'd like to be treated. But at the time I was just like, sometimes it's just like, fuck people, burn that bridge, or like, I'm good, So sometimes just, listen to yourself, and if you good, if you're confident in what you're doing or what you about to get into, then sometimes you can leave a little fire in your wake. But other than that, I've been kind of busy just working on some other stuff, and I may have something in the works for myself and my life, my family. But when that happens, it happens, and we'll see if that happens. So I've just been thinking a lot and not stressing, but just, when you feel anxiety and it's like, oh, someone's birthday's the next day, or like the game is tomorrow and you're playing, or something like that, where it's like your body is aware of your plans, or and it's just building up inside of you, and you just feel like, oh man, I need to get ready, or I need to look out, or I don't know, it's crazy. So I just been doing a lot with that and trying to stay level headed and see how it goes when the smoke clears and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, and something that happened as I'm looking into this opportunity, another opportunity comes my way, and I might favor the first one, but at the same time, whenever you get opportunities coming your way, don't turn them down, because not just because you need options and fallbacks and whatever, which is always good, Batman, right? Contingency plans. But you never know what any opportunity could bring, even if it's less favorable or not your number one pick or whatever. Listen to it, check it out, see what this person has to say, see what's going on, just because there might be something you learn or pick up that's going to help you for the opportunity you actually care for. Maybe it's like you use this one to learn and then apply it elsewhere, or who knows what, I don't know. But just when something comes your way, don't just be like, whatever, I'm good, I already got this. Always keep your eyes open, always keep your head in a swivel, right? Oh damn, Riddle just got chokeslammed like a damn. And they talk AJ's talking shit to him while he's getting his ass beat on the outside. He got the mic and everything. All right, cool. Oh my God. Big news, big news, big news. I just finished The Office, and I'm sure there's a billion podcasts that talk about The Office and how crazy it is and the new one, whatever. I don't care. It's a dope show. I've seen it a bunch of times, but I never. And when I say I've seen it from episode 1 through the end of season 7 when Michael. Spoiler alert: Michael leaves. If you don't want to hear about what happens in The Office, just probably skip this part until I get to the next topic. But there you go. That's your warning. So I watched episode 1 to like end of season 7. Michael leaves, and I'm like, I'm good. That's my boy. That's not that he was the only character I liked, but he was just the glue that I thought the show needed, and I couldn't do it without him. So I was like, you know what, I'm good if he's not there, whatever. So, and also let you know, I just watched The Office for the first time maybe like 3 years ago. I never paid any attention to it before, and I think I've said this before. Sometimes like when something's hot, you gotta let it cool off for a little bit, maybe like a good 10 years or something. You just gotta let it simmer. Let everybody else go crazy. Squid Game. This and that. All right, whatever. Let it chill. Let all the hype die down. And then you really dive in without that crazy chatter in your ear telling you how good something is. Let you decide for yourself without, the little birdies in your ear. Almost just beat this motherfucker. Stepped on him. 1, 2, 3. All right. Still got his chain on and everything. Cool. So, damn, what was I talking about? Yeah, The Office. So, I was like, let me give it a chance. This is like literally my 4th time watching through season 7, and I'm just using this as like, I need something to watch throughout the day, or like when I'm eating or something like that, I just put on The Office sometimes. And so I give season 8 a chance, right? And I think I've seen a few of the episodes before. Like I tried, and I was like, nah, he's gone. I'm not digging this. Will Ferrell comes in, and when they're doing the whole audition thing, and I'm like, oh shit, Will Ferrell. But then I know he doesn't stay, so I'm like, okay, let me just dip because I don't know what's going on. Gave it a chance. Will Ferrell leaves, right? And Andy ends up being the manager, and I love Ed Helms. I love Andy on the show, and RKO, and it's just hilarious. And then as it goes on, this and that happens, and I love the whole very good like full circle storytelling, right? When Aaron and what's it called? Andy are like doing their thing, but then he disappears. He goes into the ocean for weeks or whatever and just dips. And then Aaron falls in love with Pete Plop or whatever. And that's basically Pam and Jim. But again, and Andy's Roy. So I thought it was a cool like full circle thing, like return to the beginning. Definitely cool. And then what else? The whole who's his name, the district manager, David Wallace. He comes back when he buys the company and like saves Andy's job or something. And then the whole Robert California shit, oh man, like, so it was good. So if you haven't seen the last 2 seasons of The Office, I would highly recommend it, because even though Michael's gone, it's worth a watch. And I'm definitely most likely the only person that hasn't watched it in its entirety if you've seen it already. So maybe I'm talking to myself. But anyway, what is good with this? So they have, all right, on Raw, they have a little thing backstage where they stand in front of this like wall, but it's like a backdrop of a fake ring, and it's like, what's the point of that? Just give me the freaking pipes or whatever they used to stand in front of. Just give me a freaking cage with like some random construction materials on the left side of it. Like that's what I need. That's what I need in my wrestling. Random construction materials to the side and yelling at me in front of it. You know, that's cool. So someone told me, my boy on Twitter, he was hitting me about, well, actually, you know what? Before I get into that, I wanted to talk about what the hell's been going on with this Dave Chappelle situation. Oh, they're doing the Mega Powers. Oh, they're doing the Mega Powers. But why would they do them? All right, cool. I mean, COVID champ, Biggie, Drew McIntyre, COVID champ. Shout out, pandemic. Anyway, so yeah, the Dave Chappelle situation happened. So if you don't know, he just came out with a comedy special that I haven't heard yet. I'm waiting for a couple weeks. Watch it with her, and he had like another trans joke that got some backlash online, right? And it got some backlash in the previous stand-up special he did, where he called them like, and I don't know if I have to apologize or anything for this, but he called them like the alphabet police or whatever, like the LGBT Q's and Z's or whatever. And I don't mean any disrespect. I'm just saying what happened. And people got upset, and there's more to it than what I'm alluding to. There's a lot more to it, but I'm just giving it the gist, the rundown. And so then Dave Chappelle came out and he had another joke, whatever, and then this trans woman who works for Netflix, I think, on one of their shows, she came out and was like, "Oh, this is horrible. I can't believe this and that. He's doing all this horrible stuff, whatever." I don't know the exact quote, but she had a lot to say. You can look it up. And she apparently recently just got suspended or something from Netflix, so we're gonna see how that plays out. But I feel like, so there's a lot of ways to talk about it. One is, you know, the who, what, where, when, whys. The fact that it's a private owned company, Netflix, right? And they have the right to put on whatever material they want. So, which is also something you have to pay for. It's not like out in the street. So if you don't like it, you don't need to watch it. Yet, we still understand that he is a very powerful person in the sense of him being so famous and liked. And that's not his fault that he's so famous and liked, but his words will carry farther than some random Joe Schmo on the street. Shout out Joe Schmo. So some people would say, you know, Spider-Man, great power comes great responsibility. But at the same time, who are we giving that said responsibility to? He's a comedian. It's his job to make people laugh. It's his job to think about things, to make people think about things in different ways, through humor. He is a magician of words and storytelling, and he's going to make you feel something. And sometimes it's not always, you know, what you were looking for, especially if you're getting made fun of. And so everyone can laugh at someone else, but when it's yourself, it's hard to do so. But that's when you have to laugh because maybe he said something very funny. He was in the other one, he was talking about how basically, like, you know, I feel different on the inside. And then they're like, "Oh, you should be who you want," or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, I feel Chinese," you know, but he's a black guy. And so it's like, it's funny. But not to belittle anyone else's situation of how they feel. It's just a funny way of, you know, taking a situation or looking at a current, not a current because it's been going on for a long time in terms of transgender people being around. You know, it's been around forever. But yeah, it's just I feel like he has the right to say whatever he wants to say, just like anyone else does. But it depends on the platform they're using and in what way. Like, I don't think he went on stage to be an asshole and spread hate speech. I don't think that's what he did. I haven't heard the joke yet, and I'm waiting to hear it, and I'm sure I'll update you guys once I do. But he, if you don't like to be made fun of, don't go to a comedy show. You know what I mean? If you have soft skin, don't go to a comedy show. If you throw up easy when you see blood, don't go to a GCW show. It's just it's not simple, but it's kind of simple. Just certain things are going to be a little out of left field, and if you're not ready to hear someone say some crazy shit, don't turn to that channel, really. But no disrespect to anybody. I love everybody. I want everybody, free all the people in their biological bindings, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to be something else than whoever someone else said you were, go crazy, be who you want to be. Chase your dreams, chase your reality. This is your life. Do what you got to do. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy with a mic. But, we got to spread love. And, I was talking to my friends about it, and I was like, I could see how someone like that could be upset because they're a targeted people, and they're any kind of like comments that could be seen as negative could fuel more hate speech and fuel more negative emotions or actions, because a lot of bad things have happened to that group of people recently. So I get it. We just should spread love, and I'm sure he has no hate towards anyone. Maybe about that person who talked shit about him, but that's what happens on the playground, right? If you step up to the stage, be ready. I think Dave Chappelle should go to WWE. I think he should do a WrestleMania run, and just I don't think he has to have a match. He could maybe do like a tag team or something, him and Bad Bunny, right? Or someone like John Cena or someone funny. And he doesn't even need to do anything. He just needs to come out and cut somebody's ass, and it would be hilarious. And Dave's brolic now, so it will work. It's not like he's some scrawny dude. He can get in there and look good. So I don't know. I think Dave should be in the WWE. That's my campaign. Let's do it. Let's get somebody start a petition. Someone get his people on the phone. Get him on someone tag Dave Chappelle and be like, yo, WWE? Because I seen him and Vince chilling. So, I don't know. If that was me, he probably doesn't want to do it, but I think he should do it. Okay, so my boy was like, yo, talk about Dragon Ball Z. I was like, all right, cool. What the hell do you want me to talk about Dragon Ball Z? If you want to talk about, I grew up with it. I love it. It's my shit. I got Sun Wukong on my arm. Basically, the story of Goku. It's the shit. Favorite character has to be Vegeta or like Piccolo, Tien. Motherfuckers like that. Yeah, I grew up with it. I loved it. I remember watching it on the Japanese channel in 1997, 98. Yeah, it was 98. It had to be 98 because it wasn't really out yet over here, and you only knew it because your Asian boy would low-key know about it. That's how I found out. And my Korean boy in the second grade was like, yo, you need to peep this. I was like, all right, cool. What's this? I was like, oh shit, they doing this? Cause we're watching Batman. It's it's cool and all. He beating motherfuckers up, but it wasn't no Dragon Ball Z. And this is back Frieza Saga on repeat in Japanese. So it wasn't even Saiyan Saga in English yet, or maybe it was, or I didn't see it. It wasn't Toonami wasn't popping off yet like that. You just had to know. You had to have the tapes, or you had to catch it on Saturday mornings or something like that. And I remember seeing the intro. It was like, oh, dragon, punch the dragon. And you would see Trunks going Super Saiyan. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that? What is that? Why is his hair yellow? And you would, because I'm just the first time you're seeing it, you're like, yo, what is it? And then you don't see this motherfucker for like 8 years real time. Because they running back to Frieza Saga about for 3 freaking years. But, Bobby Lashley out here in a purple suit. All right, go ahead, play it. But yeah, Dragon Ball Z was crazy, like coming up with it, and like the world experiencing Dragon Ball Z at the same time as you, like in these little pockets, because like people knew, but like the hood knew what was up with Dragon Ball Z, but like the world was like catching on to it. It was coming out like Pokemon, like that was blowing up beyond recognition. And then you'd have like the Japanese Dragon Ball Z games coming through, GT Final Bout, Dragon Ball Z Legends, Ultimate Battle 22. We had all those. Ask Ro, I was throwing hands. So crazy trying to figure out games in Japanese with no YouTube, no books, no nothing. It's just Japanese, and you're just like, all right, I just gotta figure it out. And these were the Japanese games, because back then you could get like it wasn't a Game Shark. It was just like this little adapter you could put in the back of your PlayStation 1, and you would put it back there, and you'd have this like little spring you would put inside of where the disc goes. It was like an open top, and there was a little button which when you close the top, a pin would press a button saying, okay, yeah, the system is closed, run the game. So you would put the spring there so it thinks that the game is still in there and you haven't opened the top. So this is what you would do. You'd put the thing in the back, you put like a regular American game in there, you put the shit on, and then the game doesn't come on. It comes up to like this menu, which is from the adapter, and then the disc would stop spinning, because basically it's loading up saying, okay, this is a real disc, and then it would stop. And then you would take it out, you'd open it, but the spring is holding it, so it still thinks it's open. You take it out, switch out to whatever burned game you had, whatever Japanese game, and I didn't do this, don't arrest me, FBI. But you would throw it in there, and you could play all of these games. It was crazy. This is before like whatever we got now with the authentication, whatever, right? So I'd be playing with all these characters that I had not seen yet on the TV show, because in America, they just killed you with those repeats. Saiyan Saga, Yamcha, oh, Tien got his arm blown off, oh, and then he run it back, oh, Cyberman, Nappa's here again, oh, and you're just like, damn. But, beggars can't be choosers, and what the hell else am I doing? I'm like 8 years old. So, yeah, Dragon Ball Z was crazy. But now I feel like they, not that they need to stop. You can't stop. It makes too much money. It's too popular. It's like milk, it's just there. So like, I get it. Dragon Ball Super and like Dragon Ball Super Saiyan Guy, Dragon Ball freaking Ultra Instinct, Dragon Ball Blue, it's a little much, but I get, you sell toys that way, you sell merch that way, you sell, more seasons that way, movies. Just give them another transformation. Not even freaking transformation. But anyway, I love that kids are growing up with it being mainstream and not like, oh, you watch that nerd shit. And it never really was, because I heard that the other day, like, oh, Dragon Ball Z was like for the nerds. I'm like, not where I'm from. Like, everybody was on that. You were a nerd if you didn't know about Dragon Ball Z. Like, who the hell wasn't watching that? Freaking loser. If you didn't watch Dragon Ball Z when you were a kid, you're a loser. And if you're a kid right now and you're not listening and you're not watching Dragon Ball Z, you are a herb. So get on it. Get your history up. But yeah, it's popping. If you know about it, do your thing. And so, controversial topic. I would have to say, like, out of the, I think it's like top 5, like, shonen anime, like shonen jumps, like, Dragon Ball Z is now number one. Some people might consider it number one just because it like broke through and like introduced us to everything in that way. But out of like Bleach, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, I might have to say Naruto is number one. It went mainstream so hard, and that's due to like Dragon Ball Z's success and the success of all these other animes and like the Sailor Moons, the Pokemon, right? But like, oh, they got Chucky on Raw. The hell, I never watched Chucky. As a kid, I was like, nah, hell no. And now I'm just kind of like, this is stupid. I'm not scared of no fucking doll. Beat that motherfucker up. You kidding me? Kick this dude. Were there ever any black people on Chucky? I'm curious. Like, did anyone just kick the shit out of him and just have him go flying out a window? Like, wouldn't that just work? Why haven't they done that? But anyway, so I lost what I was talking about because I'm pissed off about Chucky. Oh, what is going on? Is it a movie or a TV show? Oh, he's like, I didn't know if I ain't got no batteries. But yeah, Naruto, I feel like, because there's a couple of reasons why it was so successful, but one of the main reasons I feel like is because it's just a modern adaptation of like the same story, and it involves a lot more drama and emotion. Whereas Dragon Ball Z, you could watch the whole thing and you're kind of just like, all right, some points when, you know, like Krillin dies and like whatever, you get a little choked up, but these motherfuckers come back to life like it's nothing. So there's no fear when you're watching the show where like, oh, he's never coming back. Like, Goku's dead every freaking episode doing everything. So with Naruto, it's like these motherfuckers die, that's it. And also, they're just human. They're not super powered anything, you know? They're literally just humans that train to be ninjas. And they be going through all this stuff, and like the perspectives on things are just so interesting compared to Dragon Ball Z, where it's pretty much good versus evil, like conquerors versus people trying to protect the planet or whatever, right? Or people trying to become immortal or become a supreme power and hurt people. Whereas in Naruto, it's kind of just like the after effects of war and the different viewpoints. So like a lot of the time we see the viewpoint of Naruto and the Leaf Village, but then when they flipped it up in Shippuden and they were at they showed Pain's story and how they were basically like this war-torn country after the Great War, and you're just like, damn, like who is the good guy? And you know, Madara's whole, spoiler alerts all over here, and Madara's whole thing with the like throw everybody in a genjutsu and create peace, like you know, it's kind of like the Thanos thing, but he's not trying to kill everyone. And for the utmost like understanding, they're ninjas, so it's like death is part of life. So they're, you know, they all understand this. So you come through to him and he's trying to do some ill shit, you die, might be your fault. But anyway, there's just way more layers in Naruto than there is in a lot of the other classic animes, so it's hard to compare. You can't really put one over the other, but I do value Naruto in a very strong way due to its relevance to, you know, society and whatever. But yeah, that's Dragon Ball Z. That's what I got to say about it. Those SH figures, if you see them for retail, cop them, cause they go crazy. Like, you get them 30 and then they go up to like 200. You're just like, what? Can't even cop one of these. I wanted to get a Super Boo just to flex, and I'm like, man, I'm not paying $150 for a Super Boo. You bugging? Get that shit out of here. Okay, so I think now we can talk a little wrestling, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I have not watched too much wrestling this week, but a bunch of stuff has happened. Jon Moxley took on Nick Gage in that nasty ass death match, and I only saw clips of it because I wasn't trying to watch that nasty ass shit. and there was there was a spot where they took the light tubes. Well, they put I don't even know who did what. I think Jon Moxley was sitting in the corner. They put the light tubes on his face, and then he ran and did like a broski boot to his freaking face, like threw the glass into his face, kicking glass into his face. And as you know, wrestling is a show, but this ain't, what you think it is. Go look. It's nasty. I don't know why Jon Moxley's still doing those death matches. He needs to chill. He makes way too much money, be doing all that crazy shit, and it's like, yeah, give back and nah, don't give nothing, man. You got what you got, and just keep it, bro. Don't get cut up nasty any more than you need to. Don't get no more scars than you need to, bro. Get them pocket scars and money. Like, chill. Renee going crazy. What else happened? NXT 2.0. Okay, I watched like the majority of that, and what I have to say is it feels like I'm watching the reset that I predicted, but the reset of like wrestling, or the WWE. So if you got a little brother, a little sister, a little cousin, whatever, get them on it right now, because this is like a very interesting time, and it's always the beginning in wrestling, kind of, and you can kind of just jump in anywhere. But when you're talking about like brand new characters, brand new design, they're learning and growing as the episodes go. This is just a very interesting time in wrestling, and it would be dope to. It's gonna be dope to hear from the kids that grew up with NXT 2.0 as their first wrestling experience. It's going to be very interesting. These could be the next Rock or the next Stone Cold could come out of this group. I don't know, because it's a different machine these days. They're not trying to make no Rocks and Stone Colds to like leave them and go to Hollywood. Not that Austin did that, but you get me. It's just a different kind of business now. But I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's windy as a mother outside. LA's been getting a little crazy with this weather. It rained the other day. That was a little crazy. But this guy Reggie, I don't know where this guy came from. He's got to be some kind of world-class gymnast or something. All he does is just come out with a 24/7 title and just to be doing flips. Oh, it's R-Truth. Why is R-Truth has got to have like the best job. He just like. He's like super established. He can just chill, do a bunch of light spots, and collect his bread, Austin Theory just got a fucking twist of fate. Jeff Hardy is so like interesting, and there's always the whole like the what ifs. What if he didn't get involved in like the substances and whatever? Oh, with the tights. Austin Theory with the roll up on Jeff. Wow, internet's gonna go crazy. Internet is going crazy tonight. Oh my God, Jeff lost. Oh my God, Jeff lost. But that's what he's here for. You know what I mean? Like, he's not about to win the belt. You gotta put people over and make them look good. He'll probably get a win off Austin Theory for sure. But they feel like Austin Theory is that guy. I don't know. He looks kind of weird to me. Maybe it's the goatee. It's fucking with my head. I don't know. Goatees are weird. Sorry if you got a goatee, but especially when they look like that. But they think he's the next guy. I don't see it. Sorry. Prove me wrong. Haha. But what's his name on NXT 2.0? Gacy? I forget his first name. The one that's like woke and like PC and everything. Like, it's an interesting character. It's kind of Bray Wyatt-ish with like a little Daniel Bryan seasoning on top. But I don't know. He seems like green, but it'll get better. We'll see what happens. And the tag team stuff is okay. I like what's their damn names? MSK that came over from Impact. I dig them, but it's like I don't really. There's no one else tag team wise that I'm kind of like, oh yeah, that's their competition. They need to, like, the grizzled young veterans, the dudes from the UK. Like, talk about like misplaced. Like, I don't know. Like, I think the indie crowd likes them, like the internet community, the IWC, whatever. But like, they are not doing it for me. I don't know why. It's not because of the accent. It's just like their gimmick is just so played out. It's like, oh, we're from over here. It's like, all right, like, I get it. But that's just me. But yeah, what else happened? I cannot remember what happened last week on Raw. What happened on SmackDown? Oh, like, Paul Heyman came out and like begged Roman to like not kill him or something. Something like that happened. And I'm sure it was great because Roman's great. I know Roman's breaking some kind of like merchandise record for like sales right now. And someone had posed the question, what if they had put Cena as a heel? Because they were always worried about what would happen if Cena turned bad, turned into a heel. Would that have hurt his merch? Because, he's like the good guy. He would go, he still has like the record of most wishes granted for like the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which is awesome. But it's like, if he like starts slapping people and like hitting people or cheating in matches and he's still doing that, do you think it would like matter? I don't think it would have mattered. I think he would have went crazy. I think everyone would have loved him more. It would have been on some like, yo, this guy is cool, because when somebody's good for too long or the good guy for too long, they get a little corny. Like, that's why people like Batman over Superman, because Superman is like the good guy. He's corny. Batman got a little edge to him. He'll slap a mother up just because he's jaywalking, breaking his legs, But I think I might have mentioned it in one of the other episodes that the older I get, the more I appreciate Superman. Just because who are these dudes? Oh, it's Kofi versus Jinder, and Jinder got like an Indian crew now. These dudes are from NXT. I forget their names, but that's dope. You could do some. They need the Great Khali to come out and do something, but I don't think he even cares about anything. I've heard some funny ass stories about Great Khali. Oh, the other tag team on NXT, Carmelo and forget the dude's name, but and the Italian dude. Oh my God, D'Angelo, something D'Angelo. They got him in the whole like Guido, like wife beater with the fedora kind of thing. He came out and like tried to bribe the ref, like yo, like before the match. Real funny. So I'm digging that. Like, and that's what I'm saying. They got all these like really cartoony kind of characters on NXT 2.0. It's really reminding me of like early WWF, like the early 90s, with all these like cartoony characters, like Doink the Clown, Macho Man and his like whole attire. Just very loud characters. Very interesting, like the Repo Man, Isaac Yankem, the dentist, all these guys. I think it's interesting. I think it's very interesting, and I think it's gonna be cool to watch what happens with them. But other than that, I think wrestling is oh, I know, the 4 pillars. Can't forget about AEW. So there's been all this talk about the 4 pillars of AEW, which is MJF, Darby Allin, Jungle Boy, and who was the 4th one? MJF, Darby Allin, Jungle Boy, and is it Adam Page? Or is it... It's not Orange Cassidy. I think it was Adam Page, and people were complaining, why is it not Britt Baker? And I'm not trying to get on here and hate. Britt Baker's dope. I don't see the comparisons of like she's the greatest women's wrestler of all time, or like she's up there with like the 4 horsewomen in WWE. I don't know. I don't see it. I know she's dope. She does her thing. She's over as hell. Can't deny that. They love her. But what? The yellow M&M is dead? Got me watching commercials. But I don't know. But she is a good one to put in there. Adam Page, I kind of feel like he is the chosen one regardless of what's going on. I have not seen an Adam Page match or segment that I'm like, damn, I gotta watch this. I've definitely seen that with Darby Allin. I've seen that with Jungle Boy. I've seen that with MJF. And I don't know. Adam Page, he was coming out with a noose. I wasn't feeling it. I don't know if he's still doing that. I know it's cowboy shit, but they need to. I don't know. I don't know about that one, Chief. But the other three, it's I just wish Darby Allin was like 6'5". That's that's like my only wish. But they're cool. They're doing their thing. I got all their first time, like their rookie figures, so I hope they go to the moon. You feel me? But I think that's a good cast. Like if you take Darby, MJF, Jungle Boy, and Britt Baker, I think that's a good cast of your 4 pillars. That would be my 4 pillars of AEW. I'm not putting Adam Page in there because he ain't done nothing but get the tag titles with Kenny Omega. And I think I was talking to Ro about this a little while ago, and he was telling me Adam Page was doing stuff in Japan and he was doing stuff before. I never seen this fool before in my life, before the Bullet Club stuff. And maybe I'm out of touch, or I was out of touch, but I don't really care. The dude had a noose. I'm chilling. I'm good on that, my dude. But yeah, he's cool. I really think those other 4 guys and Britt, the 3 and her, would or are gonna hold this company down for the very near future. Probably farther than that. I don't think any of them would leave. They definitely are not going anywhere outside of the country. I could see if who out of them would go to WWE, it would have to be like in like 6 years or something, and it's MJF. And he's like, you know what? I'll be a real heel and leave y'all. And they would hate him for it, and that's perfect because that's what he needs. But he reminds me a lot of The Miz, not just because he looks like him, but just in his demeanor and his presence, the way he promos. The Miz is better, but MJF is like 10 years old, so it'll come with time if he sticks with it. I think he's gonna go far. I think out of the 4, he has the highest ceiling. That's what I think. Darby is the coolest because he's got the look and the merch, and he's just willing to just jump off things, but you can't jump off things forever. Just remember what I was talking about before. Jeff, talking about jumping off things forever. If he hadn't fell off with the whole like substance thing, alcohol thing, man, and he would have like stayed in the WWE, I feel like so much would be different. But you could say the same thing about like Kurt Angle, just a lot of people. But I feel like, because I kind of stopped watching when Jeff went solo and he was starting to get into the WWE title picture, WWF title, whatever it was, WWE title picture at the time. I remember him fighting Undertaker for the Undisputed title on SmackDown. This was like 2002 or something. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Jeff Hardy? That's crazy. And this is when Matt was doing the V1 stuff and they split him up or something. And the New Day has Fuji's gear. I need to get that gear. Those figs, if they come out with them. That's a good cop. And like put it with like the Fuji's album. But what what's it called? Sorry, I'm watching this match. But yeah, Jeff's still that dude. He's still that dude. Shout out Andy. Love Jeff. Everybody loves Jeff. Who doesn't love Jeff? But yeah, I'm really interested to see if Kofi wins, because then if Kofi wins this match, he's taking on Xavier Woods in the semifinals, and everyone wants Xavier to win. I want Xavier to win. The other strong candidate would be, I think it's Sami Zayn, because Sami Zayn beat Rey Mysterio. Xavier beat some fool. Kofi's doing Jinder, and then there's one more matchup I forget. But Hurricane Rana. I gotta tackle Hurricane Rana. I'm not gonna let you hear it. Nah. But yeah, man, stream burning bridges. Me and Lonnie did our thing. Shout out Glass. He sent me some beats, and I just tore two of them up yesterday. He was like, it's crazy. I was like, yeah, it's crazy. That little Calvin peeped that yesterday when I stole that baby. Yeah, shout out. You see my IG, you know what I'm talking about. Snatching babies and giving them back, because I ain't down with that. But yo, shout out Calvin. Shout out Calvin. Babies are crazy, man. I haven't seen a baby. I haven't seen a baby in like 15 years. I'm sorry if there's been any babies that I've seen in the past 15 years, and I'm not mentioning you, but probably weren't too mentionable or too memorable, baby. It's not my fault. It's your fault. You need to do something more memorable with your life next time. But I saw a baby yesterday. It's my boy's baby. He had a baby. It's crazy. It's like looking at your friend, but they're little. It's just crazy. It's the most wildest thing when you really think about babies. And they're so dependable on you for everything. I was talking about this with someone today about how, a deer will be born, or like a horse or an elephant. And that motherfucker going on a stroll, and a couple hours later, he's doing his own thing. But like a baby human, they're literally tied to you for the next like 4 years, like 3 years. Very interesting. And our lifespans are pretty long, so I guess it's equivalent to like, but no, wait, elephants, like, they live to be like 100 years old, right? And they out here doing their whole thing. Like, whales are coming out swimming, like chilling, and I know they stay with their parents for like at least a year or something, but just so interesting. If you believe in evolution, or if you believe in whatever you believe in, these are just interesting things to think about, because if you believe in divine creation, it's like they made us this way, so we're so dependent on our parents. Why wouldn't we be made, a little bit more capable as other animals are? Maybe because we're developing so many different parts of our brain at the same time, or I obviously do not know how it works, but it's just interesting. But again, with divine creation, there is no like questioning. You just kind of got to be like, all right, I guess that's how it is. When evolution, it's also funny because everything's just random in a sense of, we're like this due to our environment. It's not predetermined. It could have just been that day it rained and it flooded and it caused something else to happen, and now the humans developed a different kind of farming system because they were there, whatever, right? Just really interesting to think about. So I think I'm going to keep it short this week. Before I go, look out for them Rock and Cena Ultimates. They're dropping. I was able to get 2 Rocks. I got a Cena on the way. Check out the Target app. They're on there. The price dropped. They're not like $50 anymore. They're down to like $30. Amazon had it. I snagged one off there for cheap. But invest in those Ultimates, bro. My dudes, I'm telling you, if you're gonna start collecting anything, oh man, is it the SOS? Like that thing Kofi does is just so like crazy looking. I feel like he's gonna break his neck every time. But if you're gonna collect anything, and you're trying to look for like increased value over time, those ultimates are going crazy. Just look at them. Just look at what something sells for retail, and then we'll look what it sells for like 2 years later. I'm just dropping some knowledge, but y'all want to hear me. And did I cop anything this week? I just picked up. I found the Joker with the mask, the classic 66 Batman, the classic TV series. Like no Batman. Low key my favorite Batman. Not that I watched a whole ton of it, but I did watch a good amount to absorb Adam West's performance. And it's like the most ridiculous thing, because you got this guy who's Batman. He's literally the Dark Knight, the most lethal martial artist on the planet, smartest guy, everything, richest dude, and it's freaking Adam West. It's hilarious, and it's just a very silly take on Batman, and it's great. So I got that figure a while ago, but just got the masked Joker variant. It's a good one. And did I cop anything else? I don't know if I told you I got the LGN Cody. They look like, because I know they're doing that Cody, then after that doing a Darby. I'm gonna cop those. I think I'm done with the AW figures. I'm gonna have to get the Brody Lee, but other than that, I don't know. I'll get guys that might turn into, like, because I'm trying to look at like, oh, who's gonna be the guy. So like Sammy Guevara, or that was the fourth guy. I think it was MJF, Darby, Jungle Boy, and Sammy Guevara instead of Adam Page. So that makes it a little more difficult for Britt Baker, because I know how over Sammy is. But Jungle Boy might have to go over Britt Baker, because Jungle Boy does his thing. But like, for how long are you going to be called Jungle Boy? You're going to be 40 years old, Jungle Boy? Does he become Jungle Man? Does he become just Man? Or does he like Jungle? Like, I don't know. Might have written himself into a wall there, into a corner. Full Nelson, half Nelson slam. Oh, Kofi's done for it. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay. Don't hinder Jinder, baby. King Jinder. I think I could go with that. Jinder's the man, yo. Talk about coming from like complete jobber status to world champion. Very cool, like rank up a few years ago when he was the WWE champion. Because 3MB was, they were funny. They were a little comedy act. Heath Slater, Drew, and Jinder. And you would never think anything of Jinder Mahal back then. You were just like, oh, he's just some young dude who sucks. And then I don't know if he got fired or he left, but came back, kicked ass. All right, so Finn Balor. So it's gonna be Sami Zayn versus Balor, and then Jinder versus Xavier Woods. I'm gonna call. Man, is it gonna be Balor versus Jinder? Do you think Xavier Woods can beat Jinder Mahal? Yes. Will it happen? I don't know. This is interesting. And someone online was complaining, as they always do, about how the tournament should be full of like young guys that aren't exposed, and that might be cool for like an NXT or like some kind of, I don't know. But the King of the Ring, I feel like you have to bring prestige and attention to it. There could be like one young guy. And maybe they should have expanded the brackets a little bit more. Maybe make it not just 2 rounds, but like 3 rounds. And then you get some of that younger talent mixed in there. But you got to give me some matchups where I have to question who's going to win. Sami Zayn versus Balor, I'm pretty sure Balor's going to take that. Jinder Xavier, it got me kind of questioning things because but when you really look at it, it's going to be Balor versus Jinder because you can't do a face and a face in the WWE at least. Unless Xavier is seen. Xavier can pull off some heel shit and just like try to cheat to win, and it'll be okay because he's Xavier and he's like crafty. They running the shit out of these holographic entrances, but whatever. Sasha Banks, do your thing. So, yeah, I think the original debut attire of Jushin Liger from Storm Collectibles, I copped it. It came in, it looks crazy. The box is dope. It's got him posing on the back and on the sides, and I like how it's so thin. Like the box is so thin because like if you get a few of these, you can like Storm Collectibles, you can kind of just line them up like books, and it's a lot easier to display that. And just like you would do Elites or whatever because of the artwork on the side, but those are a little more thicker. But these are very cool. Cop it now if you fuck with Jushin. Cop it now. It's gonna go, and all his stuff goes up. It always does. And if you don't know who Jushin Liger is, look him up because that is the reason why all of your wrestlers are doing what they're doing right now. Like Rey Mysterio, yeah, whatever, whatever Rey Mysterio. But if there was no Jushin Liger, there may not have been a Rey Mysterio. It's just something to think about. I'm a big Jushin fan. Big Jushin fan. But yeah, I think that'll do it for now. Like I said, go stream Burning Bridges. Hit me up. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
I'm the diamond, I'm ill like this. Shorty, she know how to do what I like. Smashing her head while I'm flying a kite. Smashing her bitch and I'm high all night. Burning bridges, burning bridges, burning bridges, burning bridges, burning bridges, burning bridges, burning bridge, burning a bridge. Test my limit, I'm up in it, ready to go. I just finished, that shit was fire, kitty on go. Send to me out of the dough.